Good morning on this Thursday morning at exactly 6 o'clock in the morning. Thursday, 6 a.m. in the year 2568 in the Buddhist calendar. 2025 in the Gregorian calendar, right? I can't remember if it's the Gregorian calendar or the Roman calendar, right? I think it's the Gregorian calendar, right? That's why I like walking towards the traffic. I like to see the car coming towards me. 'Cause you don't know how crazy, they're crazy people out there, Or they might not be looking. When I'm looking, the best that I can, I'll look. You never know when you gotta try to jump over the jump over the hood of a car or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You better be ready to jump. But anyway, it's a glorious, beautiful morning. Arun Sawat, Sabadi Lupa, I got body suit. ไม่เคยมานี่บ้านพ่อมอยู่บ้านบีภรรยาผมเป็นบีคำดีสาวลูกยายพันธุ์ Good morning. Yeah, so I forgot what I was saying. It don't matter anyway. Beautiful morning though. It might rain. Hope it does. I like the rain. A little bit of rain. Nice. A little bit of rain during the day is nice. Cool it off. Temperature gets up to in the Fahrenheit, like in the hundreds, in the Celsius, in the 30s. So yeah. Good morning. Arun Sawat. Arun Sawat. Oh, you're a good old boy, huh? สวัสดีลุง น่ารักจริง Belum sawat. Assalam. Arun sawat yai. Sabari lupao. Agapuri sud. Hello, Scott from Canada. We are live in Thailand Thursday morning at 6:32 in the morning, and it's a beautiful overcast day. It's looking beautiful, and we're all blessed to be here. Thank you so much for checking in and giving a shout out representing where you're coming from. That's always interesting. Oh, it is nice. Definitely. Right now, it's about, I would say about 25 degrees Celsius. So, I guess Fahrenheit would be about 77, 78, something like that, I think. But anyway, yeah, it is nice. Perfect weather. Looks a little overcast, a little humid, but that's perfect. Good for a walk. Good to get your sweat on and take off a little bit of that extra weight. I've been living here for 25 years or so. I'm originally from New York, but I'm from this planet Earth. I would say, where are you? Where are you from? I'm from Earth, in a galaxy in the Milky Way. I don't know. I lived in various places. Lived in Europe for a little while. Lived in different places in the United States. And been all throughout East Asia. Oh, watch out for the mud. Has anybody been out here to Thailand yet, or to come visit, or are you from Thailand? เป็นคนไทยหรือเปล่าคนไทยอยู่ไหมอรุณสวัสดิ์คนไทยพี่น้อง Absolutely. You know, I mean, like, you think about it, there are some people who live their entire lives within like a 2 mile radius. And so that's all they see. That's all they see and that's all they know. And I'm saying there's not necessarily anything wrong with that necessarily, you know, but it's quite a small world, right? And when you go other places and you see, and you learn and you want to expand your horizons, expand your mind, open your mind to different experiences, different people, and realize, it gives you a better idea of how to analyze the world or look at things, and get away from the narrative that's sometimes being fed through various sources like media or social or something like that. So definitely nice to get out there and be a part of the world. I mean, we're lucky to be on this planet, right? I just think, Sawadee Kap Yai, Sabadi Lupao, Run Bodysuit, Couple, Jet Kilo Cup. So, I remember when I first came to Asia, I was like, a lot of times I use the term like, I thought I had been lied to when I came here because like it was so beautiful and like people were so nice and stuff like that. I guess that's not really like what the good choice of words, because I really hadn't really lied to or something like that. But like the information that was available to me was a very slender picture. And it didn't represent anything what I knew, what I didn't know, So, like, I had no idea, And then when I got it, was like my mind was blown. I was like, wow, there's another way of life? You mean I can do things differently? And that's like normal? Good morning, Nancy. It's fantastic to see you. Thank goodness you're here on this beautiful Thursday morning at 6:37 a.m. And fantastic to see you again. God bless you, and may you have a beautiful morning, noon, or night. Yeah, it's on the equator. So when did I get used to one way? I was used to one way when, like when I was born, you know what I mean? Like what you're born into is what you know. So like, hello. So like I'll use, for example, people can be programmed from a very early age to various different things. Like, you have religious fundamentalists who are programmed and, will literally die at a very young age for that purpose. And you have other people who are born with other programming and stuff like that. So we're all like little computers being programmed and stuff like that, but the information that's available to us. So I was used to one way because that's where I was, the only thing I had seen, And then when I started seeing other ways, no, believe it or not, even though we are on the equator, there's a mountain near here, Pushifa, that has gotten snow on it once in 50 years. So we're in a valley, right? Like where we are right now is in a valley. There's mountains to the north and the south of us, or northeast, southeast of us, right? So in those mountain ranges, when the earth is furthest from the sun, it could drop to, I use a Fahrenheit because I know that a little bit better than Celsius, but it can drop to like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which every year that it does drop to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, there are people who live in the mountains who actually die of exposure. So no winters like they are like in Canada or in the Northeast or Northwest or something like that, or the Midwest. I guess Minnesota is really cold. You know, I was out in Billings, Montana in the middle of the winter one time. I never felt anything so cold in my life. But I didn't remember that. That was a long time ago. So, yeah, so we do have seasons, you know. Arun Sawak Kunlung. So we do definitely have seasons, you know, and some of it could be like defined by like rain season. Like right now, it's rain season, and it's August, right? So, you know, there's different seasons. Like rice grows, will grow twice a year. You'll be harvested twice a year, so that's like a seasonal thing too, right? So, you know, everybody grows and harvests their rice at the same time. It's definitely nice, absolutely. The heat can be a bit much sometimes, but that being said, there are, you know, you're not going to be foolish enough to stand out in the sun, like at noon to 2 or 3, even 4 in the afternoon. You know, nobody does that. So, you know, there are ways of getting shade, fans, and sometimes air conditioning. So it is nice. I like that, and also I love the rain. So it does rain a little bit more here than some other places. So that's definitely, for me, that's Arun Sawat, definitely a blessing. So long as my joints don't get too bothered by it. But if you can see right ahead, we got some mountain range. Come on. Nancy says, I moved straight from Texas to Michigan. Big difference 30 years ago. Yeah, wow, 30 years ago. From, from Texas to Michigan. Wow, yeah, that's a big difference. I was in Texas 30 years ago. I was going to Houston, Austin, and Dallas. Doing like work. I was in the like 1993, 1994. From hot to icy and snowy, terrible, right? So let me ask you a question. The first time you ever felt the freezing cold, did it feel freezing to you, or did you have another feeling? I'll just say, I don't know if you type it through or you heard me, but so after being in the tropics in a warm climate for a very long time, and I went back to the United States for a visit, and it was winter, and I think it was like my plane had landed in Chicago or something like that, and I got out and I felt that air. It didn't feel cold. It felt like burning, like that cold was burning me. And I was like, I literally thought this is like something because I hadn't experienced it in so long that I felt like I was in danger. You know, like from the cold, from the frost. You know, I mean, literally felt like it was burning. You know, it wasn't like the sensation I imagined freezing would be. Okay. I like Texas. I mean, the time that I had there, I had a good time, really good time. You know, I met nothing but good people, and it was a good experience for me. But I was also in my early 20s, so everything's good when you're in your early 20s, right? Oh, right. Well, right. I mean, these days, can you imagine trudging through 3 and 4 foot snow right now? Oh my goodness. I mean, I really wouldn't want to be there. I would not want it. We had flooding here just like a month ago from Typhoon Whippa, and where I'm walking right now it was like 4 feet underwater. You know, so I mean, we do have that. We have like flooding, like on this bridge that I'm coming up to here. I'll show you on this bridge. This whole bridge that we're just coming up to right up here was up to the point where you see the rail. The whole rail was underwater, and as the water was just flowing down from Typhoon Whippa. You know, right here. You see this? This whole rail, the whole rail over here. This was underwater. This right here was underwater. The water was flowing down, and there's still remnants of Typhoon Whippa right there that came down from the mountains. And we're just one little bridge. There's like, hundreds of little bridges that the garbage got like dropped off at. And so this eventually gets cleaned up after that Typhoon Whippa, So that's pretty cool. And they're fishing.